We have two methods we can use to create new symbols. In the first method, we create an empty symbol and then fill it with content. The second method is kind of the opposite. We create the content on the stage and then we convert it to a symbol. I personally prefer the second method, but in this lesson I'm going to show you both. Let's take the first one first. For this we'll need to open the library. If you don't already have it open, choose Window and Library here. Now, as is usually the case with most computer programs, we have a million different ways of doing this. You can either click the New Symbol button here, or right-click on a PC in the empty area here, Control-click on a Mac, and choose New Symbol here, or click the button here and choose New Symbol, or even go up to Insert and New Symbol here. Notice you can also hold down the Control key and hit F8. This opens up the Create New Symbol dialog box. And the first thing we're asked for is a name. I'll give it a name, and incidentally, if this naming looks a little bit strange to you, I'll be explaining this later on in the course. There are certain naming conventions that it's a good idea to stick to. Next, we're prompted for a type. Now, symbols can come in three flavors: movie clips, buttons, or graphics. Their names imply what they are. A movie clip can contain animation. A button is something you click, and a graphic is more of a static thing. It's not something that's going to contain animation in itself, but you can animate it elsewhere. For now, don't worry about linkage or source, and hit OK. Now the stage changes. Our new symbol is here, but it's empty. So now, I'm going to paste in the ball from the previous lesson. That's now inside our movie clip, and we can see it here in the library. To get back to the main scene, have a look up here above the timeline. You can either hit the left arrow or click Scene 1 here. We're currently inside the myball_MC movie clip. Now we've created it, but we haven't put it on the stage. It's only sitting here in the library. To pull it out on the stage, simply click and drag, and there's our copy. This is now an instance of this symbol. Okay, that's method one. I'll get rid of this, and also get rid of the symbol in the library. You can hit the trash can here, or highlight it and hit the delete key. Now for the second method, my favorite method, I will paste this ball directly onto the stage. Now we're going to convert it. Again, we have a couple of ways we can do this. You can right-click on a PC or Control-click on a Mac and choose Convert to Symbol here, or you can choose Modify and Convert to Symbol here. I use the keyboard shortcut, which is F8, and we're going to be using this a lot through the rest of this course. Once you do that, you see the familiar Convert to Symbol dialog box, and do the exact same thing. myball_MC, it's a movie clip, hit OK. So now once again we have the movie clip symbol sitting in my library and an instance of it here. To make copies of this, simply hold down the Alt key and drag, or you can drag new copies out here. Now before we finish, there's one more thing that we haven't covered yet. In the Create New Symbol dialog box, there's another option. To get to that, let's turn this one into another symbol. And yes, you can do that. You can turn an instance into another symbol, and it will be nested inside. We're going to be covering that in depth later on. But for now, select one of these, hit the F8 key, and we're back here. Here we have an option for the registration. It's a 9-point block, and we can choose any one of these points. By default, that's in the center. Now what this does when you create your symbol is it sets the center point of the symbol. It doesn't have to be directly in the middle. You can set this over to the left. And what this means is, from this point onward, if you, say, take 3 or 4 of these and align them, the alignment point will be based on the left edge instead of the center. Or you can take one of the corners, etc. And this is a very, very, very important point. We need to change these once in a while for some projects when we want them to align in different ways. But by default, keep it at the center. And that's it for this lesson. Move on to the next one.